Guys, coming out with another SEC power ranking after week 9 of the college football season. As you can see here, my rankings that we put out last week are right there on the right. So now I'm gonna probably just cover it up because I like to do a new ranking every week based on just the games that went on. So yeah, let's dive in. I've thought about these, but I haven't actually made the list, so you're gonna get to see it in real time. I'm just gonna go ahead. Yeah, number 1, number 2, and number 3 I think are pretty clear to me. I'm actually gonna say 1, Alabama, Texas A&M, and Georgia. So I think we say that Alabama is the best team in the SEC. I know that Texas A&M is undefeated. Okay. But they're just playing the best out of anybody right now. I mean, it really was kind of a dominant win over Tennessee last night. That offense is firing on all cylinders. Defense is also playing really well. As an Auburn fan, I just hate it. Alabama's back at the top, but you know what? I mean, I got eyes and I got to call it like I see it. I think Alabama's the best team in the SEC right now. I just put them over Texas A&M because we saw Texas A&M go on the road for the first time in the SEC last night against Arkansas, and they played pretty well, but we just don't it's kind of a question I get is just how well can you play on the road, especially when you go next week to LSU. LSU's I don't think they're playing that great, but that's going to be a crazy environment. So, I just have questions about A&M as complete of a team as they are this year. As much as last week I said I really like this team, and I still really do, but I just say we have more questions about them being able to win on the road and whatnot away from College Station. Number 3, Georgia. I think that, they just find ways to win, give them credit. Again, this week against Ole Miss at home, didn't play great, a bunch of lead changes. The game went back and forth, but fourth quarter, Georgia stepped up, held Ole Miss to 15 yards in the fourth quarter. So really impressive win there for Georgia. Again, they're winning high-scoring games like last night. They're winning, rock fights like against Auburn. I just really like this Georgia team from a grit standpoint. This is the culture of their head coach. Kirby Smart's done a great job of hey, let's go out and get this win against, when we're down 7 points, 10 points, 14 points, let's just go get it. That can't say the same about some other coaches in the SEC, but we'll get to those. Again, I like to make my way back toward the middle of this. So I'm going to start at the bottom. I think the bottom 2 to me are Kentucky at 16. I'm still going to put them there despite their close loss against Texas. But, Texas hasn't looked great on offense all year. I still don't think Kentucky is very good. SEC is just a tough league. Kentucky is probably better than some teams in the middle of the ACC, for example. SEC is probably the deepest conference this year. But I can still put Kentucky at the bottom, even though that, they played close against Texas at home. But I don't think Kentucky's very good. That offense isn't very good. They were playing Texas as offense has been struggling all year, and so can't really talk about how well their defense played. Of course, they did good enough to get into overtime, but I still don't think Kentucky's very good. Same with 15, South Carolina. They got smoked by Oklahoma yesterday. This offense has got no juice. Not much more I can say there. Next up, Auburn. That was, they played well against Missouri, but in the end did not do enough to win. They did not make the plays they needed to when they had to. How can I not put them at number 16, for example, when you just know they're going to choke every single game? And I try to be objective on here, and I try to look at it, from an objective perspective. They just, though I'm an Auburn fan, how can you pick them against anybody in the SEC right now? but I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt just because of the talent that they have, and I know that they're capable of. And that defense is top 10 in maybe the country, and that defense is playing well enough to keep them in games, and so that's the reason I can't put them at the bottom right now. I'm going to put Arkansas at number 13 just because, look, they've played well against, play well against the other teams, and I think that this offense has got it's really strong with Bobby Petrino. Defense needs some work, but again, this offense is good enough to win games. It's kind of the opposite problem of Auburn. Auburn, terrible offense, great defense. Arkansas, terrible defense, great offense. So I always probably give offense the edge there, just because you have higher ceiling with that. Number 12, I'm going to put Mississippi State. I think that we kind of looked at Mississippi State like Mississippi. I said Mississippi State. Oh, well, that'd be funny. I just don't think that, 0-3 in the SEC. I just don't think this team is as good as we thought, or as improved as we thought. Still, they're not at the bottom, so yeah, significant improvement still. But, you go lose to Florida, choke on the road, and had a chance to win there. But, you gotta give Jeff Lebby credit for what he's doing. Here, I think I'm going to put Florida at number 11. These two teams kind of just, played really a good game last night, but Florida came out on top. I just don't think Florida's still very good. I think they might still fire Billy Napier this week. But we'll see. They did enough to win yesterday, so I got to give them credit for that. But, yeah. I was thinking about putting Arkansas above Florida, bumping them up 2 points here, but haven't really seen Arkansas get the win over a quality SEC team. We'll see next week against Auburn. They play them at home, and so if they win that, I think probably move them up here. But again, I do these rankings from scratch every week, so but that is going to be an interesting one to keep in mind. 4 and 5 is tough. I think I'll. So I'm thinking, okay, so Tennessee lost last night, didn't look very good. Ole Miss, same thing. But you know what? I think I'll just keep Ole Miss at number 4. Played Georgia really tough, actually. I just think Georgia's that good that they can come out and dominate the fourth quarter like that. I still think Ole Miss they're doing well enough on offense. I think their defense took a step back from last year, but I still think this is a really good football team. I'm actually going to put Oklahoma up here at number 5. Took care of business on the road against South Carolina, and I still think this defense is just so good. One of the best in the country, really. They played Texas, lost to Texas, but I still think that this team is really good, especially after what we see against South Carolina, just going up there and dominating. South Carolina's not very good, but it's an SEC opponent on the road. Got to give them credit for that. Tennessee at number 6. Against Alabama, didn't really play well. Had the interception at the end of the first half. Really kind of, the game was over at that point, I think. But yeah, this offense is still really good. Wide receivers really just need to haul in the balls. But no, I think this team is still really good. Still has a potential to make the playoff. You got to beat Oklahoma. You got to beat Vanderbilt. Those are probably the big ones I see on their schedule. Number 7, how about this? Vanderbilt. Really dominated against LSU yesterday. The score probably doesn't indicate it, but time of possession. Vanderbilt's just so good at controlling the tempo of the game, controlling the clock. That offensive line, I just remember that one play by Diogo Pavia, just them giving so much protection to him and allowing him to basically walk into the end zone. So, just got to give him credit for that. Let's see who we got left. Okay. Okay, I think I know where we're going. Yeah. Missouri number 10, you know. Kind of a disappointing performance from Bo Perbula this week against Auburn. Couldn't really push the ball down the field. I mean, it's kind of more of what we saw against Alabama. But, just he really needs to be more consistent throwing the ball. But honestly, this defense is really good. And I think they still have potential to go 9-3, really. Got to play Oklahoma. Got to play LSU, I think. Got to play Arkansas at the end of the year. So you got some good teams the rest of the way, and so I think they're still really high ceiling for Missouri. Maybe not the playoff, but right up there, maybe in the conversation. I think Missouri's really good. So fill up these last two here. I'm gonna say, I think Texas is better than LSU, so I'm gonna put Texas number 8, LSU number 9. Texas didn't play very well against Kentucky, but their defense did enough to win. Their defense has been really good all year, so gotta give them that. LSU, something's not right. I mean, Garrett Nussmeier, man, been a big disappointment from what a lot of people thought he would be. I mean, is he hurt? Is he ever going to be fully healthy? I mean, it's like 8 Mile. Will the real Garrett Nussmeier please stand up? I don't know what's going on with this team. Defense, I guess, has been really good, but against Vanderbilt, obviously not. Offense did enough to win, I think, but at the end of the day, Vanderbilt carved up your defensive line. So, just got to give Vanderbilt credit for that, but still LSU just doesn't look right. Texas, same thing. I mean, I say that, but I mean, they're ahead of Missouri, Florida, Mississippi State, Arkansas, who I really talked positively about, but it's just relative to preseason expectations. I mean, we had LSU number 1 after the Clemson win, Texas number 1 preseason. So, man, just how far these teams have kind of fallen from their expectations, just kind of disappointing. But there's still time to turn around for both of them. LSU maybe not 2 losses already in conference, but we'll see. They get to play Alabama, they get to play Oklahoma. We'll see about them. Texas go on the road to Athens, so still got some potential there. And then Texas A&M at the end of the year, of course. That's at home. That's gonna be a great rivalry game. These are my power rankings this week. SEC is just a strong conference, and all these teams are pretty good, and so it's hard to rate all of them, especially 4 through 10. Really, it's just a log jam in there. So, all right, this is my power rankings. Let me know what you think. See you next week.